So, let's talk about Daniel Cherry, the activist. I've seen people burn down companies. I've seen people burn down a restaurant, and even White Castle. I've seen somebody to film with Harold Kumar say, "I burned this motherfucker to the ground." I have never seen a man in a year destroy the company as much as this man has. However, I can't really blame him because that was the direction they were going to go anyway. But it's like, let's say there's a fire and you see something burning. Your job is to get some water or something to pour it out. No, this man's getting more wood to pour it in to light the fire. You let the fire blaze through the whole damn cul-de-sac. That's what he's doing. And he's done nothing but tore this company down. It's recently been reported that he's now banning people. If you're at Comics Gate, I'm not into that, so I don't know if you're doing some stuff where you're if you don't agree with their direction of a bisexual character or you're tearing down a character or whatever, you're banned from DC forever. Like, for example, I'll give you a story. I was put on a non-rehireable list for a job, which was what was it, for UPS. And I was like, what the hell happened? I was seasonal at the time. So I said, what the hell did I do? I was late. I didn't know. So I went down and figured out what was going on. Couldn't find out nothing happened. They just put me on a non-rehireable list. And I told him, I said, well, shoot. I said, I was getting real serious. I said, if you don't know what happened, I don't know what happened. Why you put me there? If there was something you did? I said, no, I was always on time. I said, no, it wasn't me. Because I talked to the guy who I work with. He said, it wasn't me. So I talked to the other guy. He said, it wasn't me. I said, who was it? Well, you let me know because I could get a lawyer involved. And it was all squared away because they didn't want no lawyer involved. Because if they come to find out, you did not put me on a non-rehireable list for that, you can get in trouble. Because if you have no evidence and you put me on a non-rehireable list, and this is like 4 or 5 years later, or even longer than that, and they were like, "Oh well, this doesn't affect you for a job elsewhere." I said, "But that's not the point. Let's say I wanted to go back there, which my goal was to head back there, but it was too late. I missed the deadline, and there's a lot of shit that happened, so I missed the deadline. But I got that fixed. So let's say it pops up again, I honestly work that job if I want to. But it is what it is. But that's pretty much what they're saying. You're not going to be hired for DC ever again. So when this motherfucker leaves, he still won't be hired again. But it really won't matter anyway because people are leaving from DC because they see the writing on the wall. The place is burning down to the motherfucking ground. And this guy is the one to blame. He's with the whole Robin thing. And I'll state this again, and then I'll go to the Superman thing. Story driven. You tell me the story of how Robin became that. Cool. It is what it is. I will probably read it and tell you still I don't like it because I've read Tim Drake. He never came off that type of way. I mean, but if that's the way you want to go with, cool. I'm not with that, but I move on. The Superman one, John Kent. Now I've done read some of John Kent's material. Not well, you could probably say Damien, maybe, and that would make sense because they had a little comic history a couple years ago. But they said some alien, so I'm looking like, well, what about Damien? And because Damien hasn't really, the only time was when in the New 52, I believe, or not even the New 52, but in the films when he was with Raven. But I mean, that would make sense because there's stories of them together. There's even fan fiction and parts of these two together, which I don't think I would want to see it, but it makes sense. There's a history there. So I can see some development there, but it's some alien. Now, it would have been nice if John Kent started developing these feelings for, let's say, a man. He goes and talks to a man and says, I like you. I don't roll that way, da, da, da. He gets rejected for the first time in his life for anything. That is understandable. That is reasonable. But we don't get the storytelling part. We just get straight to the bedroom part. I'm like, that's not how you tell a good story. That's not how you write characters, and that's the biggest problem. This guy has taken away character development, and Jim Lee is just there because he's Jim Lee, because he's a name. So his name is synonymous with DC, and it's a name that DC fans trust. He is just there to be there. But really, the man right here is tearing this company down to the ground. But that's just what I have to say on that note. Um, what do you guys think? Do you think Daniel Cherry is destroying DC Comics, or do you think he's doing a terrific job with all the decisions he's making, banning people left and right, doing this, doing that? I'm not really gonna get into the new Superman model. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. So whatever. As always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day. Next video.